He's going to have to show it over there.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. This is Twist Gaming, where you get to play board games with us. I love it when people pick it up. Thank you all for joining us today. We are live here at Dice Tower Con 2018, bringing you all the awesome board game coverage from all weekend long. But first up, who are we? As usual, I'm Matt.
I'm Ann.
We're Twist Gaming, and we're joined here with Rachel from Ultra Pro.
Hi.
Rachel, how you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
Can't complain. You know, it's just had lunch, so feeling
Same.
a lot better now.
Yeah, I got some pizza in me. So that good hotel pizza.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah.
loves it.
High quality.
So first and foremost, how's Dice Tower Con treating you so far?
It's been really fun. It's super exciting to come. This is my first Dice Tower convention. I went on the cruise last year, but this blows it away. Lots of gaming, lots of families, lots of friends. Everybody's very nice, and I'm really glad that I was able to come.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a very nice, relaxing convention
It
compared
is.
to the hecticness that some of them can be.
It is. It's definitely, some of the shows with the 30s of thousands of up into the 200s of thousand. I know, I have to go to San Diego Comic-Con in 2 weeks, and this is a nice breathe before the chaos.
Yeah, the calm before the storm,
Yes,
right?
the calm before the storm for sure.
So, Rachel, what have you What have you brought to show us today?
So I have brought the new Ascension set. So Ascension started in 2009 by a man named Justin Gary, who started Stoneblade Entertainment. 2 years ago, we merged with Stoneblade Entertainment, and now Ultra Pro publishes Ascension. So I have brought the new one. It is called Delirium. And this year, 2018, is going to be the year of the dream. So we have brought back the Dreamscape Insight tokens, which some people probably remember from Dreamscape. And this year, our new set is going to have Insight tokens. The other thing that we have added this year is the Delirium die. So this die right here is actually only going to be used in this set for right now that we know of, I guess I could say. But it adds a little bit more chaos, randomness, minimal randomness to the game. We've also in this set, because this is the year of the dream, this set now has a Dreamborn faction. And when these cards come out, everyone gets insight, their dreams get more powerful. And we've also introduced an auction type ability, mechanic, where when these cards come out, you can actually use your dreams and your insight to purchase them, purchase their effects before the cards even are brought into your deck. So.
Matt, can we get a closer look at the Clockwork Blade card?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah, if you could pass that over
There
here.
you are.
It's got a lot of yellow. I hope it doesn't green screen. See, it's like a semi-transparent.
A little
blade.
transparent. I do have some other ones I can pull out.
I mean, it's dreamy, right? So it goes
This
along
might
with the
have a
theme.
little bit
There you
of
go. It's ethereal.
yeah.
very ethereal.
So there are some other Dreamborn cards here, but yeah. So essentially, when those come out of the deck, everybody gets to interact with it right away. Same with the Fate auctions. Everybody will interact right away. The other things in this set, nothing has changed. It's a basic Ascension. You can join it with any Ascension set that you would like, just as every other Ascension is compatible. But again, the die does add a few different elements to the game, because once you collect 5 insight tokens, due to all of these insight occurrences, you can roll this die. And it gives you honor, cards, abilities, power, more insight tokens. You can actually, if you get a 6, you get 6 insight. So you can spend the 5 again to roll and gain an insight. So there's different things going on in this set. And we're really excited because, unfortunately, Delirium did come out a little bit late, but we're very happy that it came out in the way that it did. And it will be at Gen Con. We have a promo for it, so please pick that up when you come to our booth at Gen Con. You can purchase Delirium as well as the promo.
Awesome.
Later in the year, we actually are going to have the next Ascension set, which is going to be Deliverance. And that will also follow the Year of the Dream. I can't really talk about any of the mechanics or what's going to come out with it yet. We're still...
So you got some special goodies socked away for that
we
one,
do,
too,
we do. And so we're really excited about that. And the Stoneblade line going forward, I'm very much looking forward to it, because in October we are going to premiere the Shards of Infinity expansion. So for all of our fans out there that like our deck builders and like Shards of Infinity, which I know you guys are out there, and I'm sure you have questions, the Shards of Infinity promo is available. I have it here at Dice Tower, so if you are here watching live, you can hunt me down.
Awesome.
We will also have plenty of it at Gen Con, and we're super excited. And the expansion for Shards of Infinity is actually here at Dice Tower as well, and you can track someone down, either myself or one of our other employees, and you can play test that. And then at Gen Con, we will also have the expansion there to look at and play test.
Very cool. I know we had the ability to sit down and show off Shards of Infinity at Gamma this past year, so our viewers may have remembered that from our live stream from Gamma.
Yeah, so there is a lot more to come from Stoneblade Entertainment and from Ultra Pro International, and we are super, super, super excited to show you this game for sure. And then keep moving forward with Ascension, because we know you guys like it, and we know that we do it well. So humble
So
about
Ascension has been out for a while. You were telling me before that this is which expansion iteration, new edition?
Yeah, so this is the 13th set of Ascension. So this is set 13.
It's got a nice, backstory. I wouldn't say backlog, but like a groundwork laid for it, rather.
Yep. And we just reprinted in a new, smaller box, the Return of the Fallen, which is the second set, because we had a lot of demand for. A lot of people are just now getting into Ascension, which is awesome, and we're so excited to have so many new players that we are bringing back the old sets. So don't worry, you won't have any trouble finding anything if you decide to just pick up the game. We haven't discontinued anything. We haven't retired anything. All sets are available for purchase from your local game store.
What kind of games would I be interested in where I would want to also try out Ascension? Like, who is the gamer for this game?
So Ascension is a deck builder. So anybody who has played Star Realms, Hero Realms, Dominion, Clank, those are some big deck builders. Shards of Infinity, also a deck builder. But this was one of the original concept of the deck builder. So unlike CCGs or LCGs where you build your deck before you get to the game, this game you build your deck as you play the game. So everybody starts with a very minimal deck. It's only 10 cards. The other difference in this game is that cards don't actually cost anything, so you get to play your whole hand every turn.
Okay.
So you're strategizing for the combos to come into your hand, but unlike some CCGs where you only get to play maybe one card because you don't have enough resources or things like that.
Right.
In this game, you get to flush your hand. So there's a lot more strategy on the fly rather than you don't have the pregame, because the cards will come out differently every time, and so you'll have to strategize on what's out at the time rather than before you get there.
That makes it really nice. I know some of the LCGs and CCGs that are played, people tend to complain about, like, pay to win. Like, it's whose deck's the nicest because you've spent enough money to purchase the really great cards. And in this kind of format, it's really just what's coming out at the on the board with who you're playing against. So that's really neat.
So to let our viewers know, in case there was any question ever about getting a copy of a game or a promo from Ultra Pro or from Stoneblade Entertainment, we actually don't do the play to win. So if you buy set 12, you can shoot our customer service an email, and we will send you the promo for 12, or you can purchase it from the Ascension website and Stoneblade Entertainment for only $2. So we don't ever have cards that are rare or hard to find, or I just bought this game and I know that it's 8 years old. No worries. Everything is always available, so we don't have any of the LCG or CCG mechanics of pay to win.
That's really awesome that you even do that with the promo cards.
Yes, promos are always available as well. Yeah.
I always feel like when I go to conventions, if I don't get my hands on a promo for a board game, I feel like I'm really missing out. So just being able to provide the ability to get the promos without restrictions moving forward, that's really huge and inclusive for people that can't necessarily make it out to these events where they can get the promos or something.
Exactly. I know I've been doing this for a really long time, and there are a lot of games where I jump in and I say, oh, this game's really great, even though I missed it and I haven't seen it, and they say, oh, it was published 10 years ago, and then you go on eBay, $200, $300, $400 for one miniature. I'm like,
it's too rich for my
I'm
blood.
now,
yeah, I can't collect them all essentially, and so I definitely don't want to do that.
So with 13 different iterations, and we're talking about with the Ascension version coming out now with the die, what other kinds of mechanics come up in some of the other previous versions? If I'm just coming to the Ascension line, is there one of the 13 versions that would be easier for me to hop into?
Yeah, so the base edition, the plain base edition, is now on its third generation. Essentially, it's just a third edition, touch up on some rules, touch up on some cards. But we reprint the very first Ascension all the time. So you can always buy the base game. The base game will just have the power and the runes. It won't have any insights or energy or any of the other mechanics that you would see. Mm-hmm. So all of the game would just focus around gaining honor and recruiting cards rather than worrying about extra tokens or extra dice or extra factions or extra abilities and auctions and things like that. So the base game would just be your standard card, text tells you what to do, and your standard currency of the runes and your standard power to fight monsters.
Okay. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
So I have to ask how adding the random element of the die kind of influences the, as you put it, strategy on the fly before. I'm assuming it makes it a little bit more even hectic than by having an element that you kind of can't control even further introduced.
So prime example, if I have 5 insight in my pool, I don't know what's going to come up on the deck, right? So if I spend it to roll the die, and a fate auction card comes out that I really need to use the power of, I have 0 to bid that turn. Mm-hmm. So it's also a resource management in that once all of my insight is gone, I don't get to participate in the auctions. Some of the cards have abilities, such as this one where it says pay 1 insight to do such and such. Mm-hmm. The other new mechanic in this game is we now have something called recur, which when you pay, because in dreams, what do we dream of? Things essentially like deja vu. So the card, you can pay insight to replay the card the same turn.
Okay.
And so the resource management behind the die is, do I spend the die because I really hope that I get some more power or some more points, or do I save this because if that card comes up next turn, I'm able to do it twice to get the thing I would have got from the die, and now I still have my insight to bid? Or am I in a pickle where I need to banish cards or I need to draw and I really hope that I can? So that's the hope maybe, and then you're not sure, and that's where the resource management comes in.
Adding that little extra depth with the resource
exactly.
management to the game as well.
You were touching on some of the various things that can happen with the die, and I'm noticing as you're flipping it around that each one has a very different symbol. So this isn't something where you have 3 options and it's a weighted die. Is there a different option for six different options?
Yes. So a big thing in this game is banishing and removing cards from your deck, because later in the game you're not going to want your starter cards because they kind of just get in the way. You don't need to only have 1 rune a turn. You'll recruit cards that give you much better things. So the first and symbol on the die for 1 is you can banish any card in your deck or in your void.
Okay.
So if you give me the die, I can show it.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be great.
That purple side is a great place
you like
to start.
That's number 1. That's right. So, I mean, we like purple here at Twitch. I did not do this for the show, but, it just happened to work out.
Just go with it.
Yeah. I have the purple glasses, too, so we all match.
So much fun.
So that is to banish. That is one of the most used abilities in Ascension, is to get rid of those starter cards out of your hand. The second one lets you draw 2 cards.
This is green, not purple.
That is green.
So.
It is. I'm sorry. It is green. They're all different colors. So this ability lets you draw 2 cards. So from your own deck, not randomly off the deck. So that's just 2 more cards. 3 just gives you 3 runes to spend, and that's your currency in the game, the runes to buy different heroes. Mm-hmm. 4 is power. That helps you fight monsters. So it would just give you 4 power to either fight the cultists to get points or any monster on the board. Number 5, that's just honor. You get 5 honor. You would just take 5 honor out of the pool. And 6, and that is not a see-through die, I promise you, gives you 6 insight tokens. So you do spend 5 to roll the die. So if you roll a 6, you get your 5 your 5 back plus 1. So, and then you can spend your 5 right away to re-roll it if you would like to.
So it's a net positive of 1 of those, and then
Sure.
you can keep rolling.
Yes, exactly.
Keep rolling 6s all day.
Or if you have a card where you just needed 1 more insight and you only had 5, you can maybe try to spend it, as a last-ditch effort. But yeah, that's where the die plays in. So everything is good on the die, as you can see. There's nothing bad. However, you just might not need it at the time that you roll it. So that's why it's a little plan ahead.
Very cool.
So, but I think that's everything new for Ascension that I can show you. I don't know if you guys want to take a few turns. I think a lot of people out there probably know how to play at this point, but if you don't, I definitely can.
Well, I've never played.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Neither.
Yeah.
So this is a new
All right,
time
you
for- new
two
experience
play,
for both
and
of
I
us.
will monitor.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that work? We'll do
All
a
right.
2-player game.
So the last time that we played a game on stream, I beat Matt.
Oh,
So I've got to try and maintain my crown.
you do.
She will.
Yes.
So normally this game runs roughly 30 to 45 minutes. So I will just say, like, at the end of a couple turns that she's the winner. All right. So so we're just gonna shuffle your starting decks,
Okay.
and then you just draw 5 cards.
All right, I'm really bad at shuffling, and
The-
I'm going to say that
The way that the insight tokens work is the first player to go will get 0 insight to start the game, and then every player will gain additional after that. So, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Okay, so you gain 1 insight, and you unfortunately start with nothing.
Oh, that's okay.
So on your turn, you can show what your hand is. You're gonna play them all anyways,
Okay.
so it won't
So-
affect anything.
I've got 4 apprentices.
All right, I was
apprentices.
really worried because...
No, so the
And
starting deck.
Then a militia.
The starting deck is 8 apprentices, 2 militia. So your first 2 turns will only be currency and power.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't worry about that.
All right.
So remind me what the power does again.
So the power in this game is used to fight monsters. So for instance, this mammoth beetle requires 4 power to kill. When you kill him, you gain 3 honor right away. And then each opponent must destroy a construct that they control. Constructs in this game are kind of like permanents. They sit in front of you and they do things for you on your turn. Also, when you kill this character, you may pay 1 insight token to have each opponent destroy an additional construct. So you can essentially pay to make them get rid of other permanents. Power can also be used on any turn to fight the cultist. The cultist is an infinite card. It never leaves the board. It's actually, you could see printed on the board as well, so that you know where the card goes. And when you fight the cultist for 2 power, you just gain 1 honor.
Okay.
Okay.
So lead us off, Matt.
I get to go first?
You do.
Okay, so I've got the 4 apprentices, and I'm debating on what I want to get here. And I'm thinking about doing the Dragon's Eye, because I see that gives me some insight there.
Sure. So the thing about the board, just to let everyone know, as soon as Matt purchases a card, that card goes into his discard pile, and it gets refilled right away. So if, for instance, he had 8 runes to spend, and he bought that card, he would be able to flip this card right away, and if he could afford it, purchase it as well.
So I only have 1 apprentice and 1 militia left. I don't think that's enough
Okay.
to do anything else on the board here.
It's
correct?
unfortunately not. So unfortunately for this turn, those resources just kind of disappear,
Go into the
and that
discard
becomes
pile.
his discard pile. He would then redraw up to 5 cards. If he for any reason could not draw, he would reshuffle his discard, and it would become now his deck. And that is the basic mechanic of a deck builder. So he is currently drafting cards to build his deck as we go. All right, so show us what you have.
All right, so I actually have the same exact hand
Okay,
as
4
Matt,
apprentices and a militia. All right,
So,
so for right now, the militia probably isn't going to help us much.
No. Let's throw out the chips and see where they fall. Huh? So let's spend my 4 apprentices.
Okay.
And what do there's the Tusk Rider and the Templar General.
So the Tusk Rider is a really good card because it allows you to draw cards when he comes out. So when you, after the 3rd turn, when you can start getting the cards that you've drafted, this card will actually let you draw a card, so you will play 6 cards that turn instead of 5.
Okay, so let's grab the Tusk Rider. I think
There
that
you
sounds
go.
like a good
All right.
idea.
So the Tusk Rider also has a little ability here called Unite. if you have played another life-bound hero or life-bound construct this turn, anything with a green border, the Unite power goes off. And what that means is you have joined up with your faction, and now he's also going to throw some dukes, and he gets 4 power. So not only do you automatically draw a card, but if you also start to recruit more green bordered cards that say lifebound, you will get to do also his second ability.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's really cool. Okay.
So there you go.
And then I'm going to put my militia guy there because
And unfortunately, he can't be used this turn.
Okay.
And then you will draw. So.
Okay, so I've got my 5 cards.
Yep. Oh, and then this
and
refills.
That gets refreshed.
That's
and
right.
then we get something here.
So this is a Steel Weaver. It's 1 rune, and when you draw him, he acts like an apprentice, where he gives you 1 rune. But once a turn, once this turn, when you acquire a construct, whenever you draft a construct, you can put it directly into play rather than putting it in your deck. So when the Steel Weaver is in your hand and you play him, and then let's say you use him to buy a permanent, you could just put the permanent right in your deck. You wouldn't, or right into play. You wouldn't have to wait for it to come back.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that Templar General over there, and I've got 4 apprentices here. Can you give me a little bit of a... Or is that a good idea to purchase him? I just, I need all the help that I can get here.
No, you're fine. So this card is one of our new, this is one of the new factions, the Dreamborn. So what this does is this card will defeat any monster of 4 power or less without you having to have any power.
Oh, wow.
And the Serenity is when you acquire this right now, you get to put it in your hand.
Oh, I would love that.
So Dreamborns, since you're already in the dream sequence, they come right into your hand. So it's like an instant card.
So then we've got some.
So now you can
on the field there, and I could actually go ahead.
Exactly.
And fight them then.
Yeah.
So
not the Oak of Souls, because he doesn't give you 4 power, so you can't use him and then add 1 or 2 power to defeat a 6.
Okay.
He just defeats a 4 or less.
Okay.
So I'm eyeing that Mammoth Beetle there. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to play the Templar General then and take out the Mammoth Beetle.
Okay. So you gain 3 honor right away.
Look
And
cute, fancy.
Unfortunately, we don't have anyone with a construct in play, so you don't have to worry about that right now.
Okay.
So the thing with monsters is they don't actually go into your deck. They go into the void because you've killed them. They don't come back reoccurringly. So you gain 3 honor.
Oh, yeah.
Just like that. And that's so Matt's winning.
Oh, no. We can't
So
have that.
now that my deck is empty, I'm going to go ahead and
shuffle the
my discard
whole
pile.
deck, and yeah.
Okay, so then we've got a
And that
Dream that comes out?
Yep, perfect.
Okay, so I can't have Matt win. This is unacceptable. It's incredibly unacceptable. I again have 4 apprentices and a militia. So I'm seeing the Dreamscape Dryad and the Steel Weaver, but I don't think I want the Steel Weaver though.
So just to let you know, and this is completely early in the game, so you don't want you to forget. As you can see, there's a very high stack of these cards.
Yes.
They're all the same. So this
+2s.
essentially upgrades your apprentice to a mystic and upgrades your heavy to your militia to a heavy infantry. Those cards don't go away, but you just recruit larger currency items into your deck. Just in case. I mean, I'm not recommending you do it right now. I'm just don't want you to forget that
there is
a way to get more resources.
Okay. Well, I think why don't we just I'll spend the 2 apprentices to get the Dreamscape Dryad, who's another life-bound hero,
right.
because I have the Tusk Rider.
Exactly. So this you don't gain the honor right away for this because this is the card that actually goes into your deck. So every time this card now comes up in her deck, she'll gain 3 rather than just the one time for the monster killing.
I like that very much. And then I'm going to spend another 2, and I think I'm going to pick up a heavy infantry.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
So she's going to buy this, so whenever she drafts the heavy infantry, she gets 2 more power.
And then I have militia, but I can't do anything with just the 1.
Right, unfortunately. So now she can't draw. She gets to reshuffle and draw back up to 5. And now it's Matt's turn.
So I'm going to start us out with the Dragon's Eye here. So that's the one that I
All right.
purchased
Oh, he got a
round.
lucky shuffle. So he gains an insight.
And since it is once per turn, gain an insight if there are no cards in your discard pile.
So the way that Serenity works is just like in any game with permanence. Serenity is the same as possibly tapping or any kind of rotating the card to let you know that you've used it that turn. It's just that so you can only gain that effect if there are no cards in your discard, which right now you're doing very well to have that. So you
All
get
right,
an extra.
Matt, fine.
So this is a construct.
Okay.
It actually stays in play.
Oh, okay. This is going to stay in play then. Oh, construct, gotcha. So then I've got, I also drew the Templar General. So I'm going to play him, and I'm going to take out the Dream Eater there.
All right. So the Dream Eater. So he defeats a Dream Eater. He gains 2 honor and 1 instinct.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing real well.
And a monster gets discarded.
So
and
then something new comes out
that's
there.
right. So now there is a scrapper.
And, I'm going to use one of my apprentices here to gain the Steel Weaver.
Okay.
So I get to put that in my discard. I can't do anything else with the rest of my cards because I got 1 apprentice and 1 militia. So unless I top deck something interesting.
Top deck.
There. No.
Oh,
Okay.
No.
So that's the end of my turn there. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw my 5 cards.
That's
for
right.
This time.
Okay, so truffles and man flesh. That's very funny. I have 3 apprentices, my militia, and my tusk rider. So the draw card, if I play him now,
Happens immediately. If you do draw another green card, then the unite would happen as well. So you can get lucky.
okay.
just
So
wanna
I
take
mean,
a
there's
close
no
look at
downside
this one.
not to playing him.
You have to play your whole hand.
right.
So you're going to play it. Ha ha ha! Look at what happened. So in
really
this
great.
case, she started the turn with only 1 lifebound in her hand, and it allowed her to draw a card. She drew her second lifebound, which now activates his unite and gives her 4 power right off the bat. That 4 power can sit in a pool. She does not have to use it right away. In case she has some power or a militia, she can actually play more to add to it.
Kind of the antithesis
Yeah,
of my,
so right now it's just kind
my
of
knight
there.
General.
So with this card, she gains 3 honor, and she may pay 3 insight to gain 3 honor, but she unfortunately only has 1. So it really helped her because she's gaining 4 power and 4 honor.
That's so cool.
Or 3 honor, sorry. So you get 3 honor.
Okay,
And-
and then if I add my militia to that, that would be 5.
That's 5.
And I can do Oak of Souls.
You can. So she's going to defeat Oak of Souls, which gives her 3 honor. So we'll give her 5, take back 2, and allows her to roll the Delirium die.
Oh,
Dun,
cool.
dun, dun. Go ahead.
All right.
See what you get. All right, 5 honor. So she gets 5 victory points.
Hey.
So now she's winning.
So unfortunately, it looks like we ran out of time,
What?
and that was
Oh,
the
looks like
perfect
she wins.
come from behind victory right there.
So just
Oh,
to sum
man.
up, once all of the honor pool is gone, you would add up your honor. The other thing that you would add up is all of the honor that you've accrued. There is a very small little honor point right there in your deck. And then between your honor that you've earned in the game and honor total on your cards, that's who's the winner.
Oh, this was really cool, Rachel. Thank you so much
No
for coming
problem.
by and
Thank
showing
you.
this with us.
I really appreciate it. Anytime.
Thank you very much.
I'm happy we got to get through the Delirium die.
Yes.
You're
And,
just happy you beat me too.
Oh, yeah, I know that too.
So I hope to see you guys at Gen Con, and hopefully we'll have something new for you, for sure.
Sounds great.
Where can our audience, I mean, Ultra Pro, you guys are huge, but
Yeah.
where can they go to find out more about specifically the Stoneblade kind of games that are coming out?
Yeah, so you can go to stoneblade.com. You can go to ascension.com. We also have the digital version of Ascension. You can go to ultrapro.com, ultraproentertainment.com, ultraprointernational.com.
So you got a few
Hashtag it up.
places,
We've been around since the 50s, so our company's caught up over the years. But yeah, you can find us all over the web. You can look up Justin Gary. He definitely has his own things. We have a Shards of Infinity website. We have an Ascension website, so you can find us everywhere for sure.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
And thank all of you for watching at home. Stay tuned for some more coverage throughout the con here at Dice Tower Con 2018. With signing off for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Ann.
Thank you, everyone. Stay tuned.